We're following developing news out of California where 2 students were killed and several others were injured after a shooting at a Los Angeles high school. Authorities say the 16-year-old shooter, who was a student at the school, pulled a gun from his backpack and shot 5 other students before turning the weapon on himself.
I mean, we're getting more details about this story every moment. We just learned the ages of the victims are between 14 and 16 years old. And we also just learned about that second victim in the last few hours. Hi, everyone. I'm Jonathan Soppy, alongside Ashley here. You're watching This Is Now on HNN.
Yeah, that's right. Authorities say gunfire started coming out at around 7:30 this morning as students were going to first period, and Marin Austin has the latest.
Students filed out of Saugus High School with their hands in the air after gunshots rang out on the Santa Clarita campus.
We went into protocol, turned off all the lights, locked all the doors, barricaded all the doors.
Senior Luis Rubio was in his first period class when it started.
I wasn't expecting this today. I never got to say goodbye to my parents this morning.
The LA County Sheriff confirmed a suspect is in custody.
There were a total of 6 victims who were promptly triaged and transported to the local hospitals for treatment. Among those who were transported, it turned out to be the suspect, who is currently in the hospital in grave condition, and he's a male, Asian, 16 years of age, and a student of the school.
In the minutes after the shooting, students were treated in the school's courtyard while the campus was evacuated.
It's like a big balloon pop, but super loud, and then everyone just started running, and it was really scary.
Parents have been streaming to school since the first reports. Now, evacuations have been orderly, but reuniting with families has been slightly chaotic.
It was terrifying and not knowing, what was happening. Not hearing from your child, it's the most terrifying thing in the whole world.
Witnesses near the school were shocked at what they saw.
I was coming out of my house to go get my coffee, and I saw all kinds of kids running up the street, screaming, crying, yelling.
Many hugs and tears here as friends and families come together in what had been considered one of LA's safest suburbs. Marin Austin, CBS News, Santa Clarita, California.
Just a true tragedy there in California unfolding. We'll get the latest coming up tonight on our evening newscast, of course, at 5 o'clock. We have some more breaking news here at home. It's coming to us from the Big Island.
Yep, that's right. Video just into our newsroom. The Volcano Golf and Country Club was scorched this morning by a fire. Fire officials say at around 4 a.m. a nearby neighbor heard the sound of fire, ran outside and saw the facility just engulfed in flames. We have an interview with the battalion chief.
Initial report that was fully involved, but when our in-district company that's stationed in Volcano arrived a few minutes later, it was the retail section of the store. They were able to knock down the fire initially, and incoming units from Kea and Pahala, as well as a tanker unit from Pahoa, were able to come and extinguish the fire. We were able to save all the golf carts, apparently all of their merchandise upstairs, the bathrooms, most of the restaurant. However, there is smoke damage to a lot of the building.
The battalion chief says because there were no fire hydrants in the area, crews had to rely solely on their tanker vehicles for water. The cause of the blaze is unknown at this time.
And we have more breaking news for you to pass along. This is a traffic alert.
That's right. This is on the windward side. A downed utility pole has closed Kamehameha Highway in both directions between Imiloa and Hunalepo Streets in Heia this morning. Honolulu police said motorists should expect delays.
All right, switching gears just a bit. Mahealana Richardson had a really big interview this week.
That's right. She just got back from the Big Island. She sat down with Mayor Harry Kim, who's kind of been put in charge of finding a peaceful resolution with this TMT stalemate. And we're going to hear from her later, but this is a sneak peek at her interview with the mayor.
I wish we'd all settle down and not let our anger control ourselves.
During a 40-minute interview with Harry Kim, the 80-year-old mayor repeatedly referred to his commitment in finding a peaceful way forward, despite what appears to be an impossible impasse. The Kia'i, those who consider themselves protectors of Mauna Kea, say they won't budge, but the government has said TMT has the legal right to build.
Are you supportive of arrests to uphold the law?
Am I supportive? I guess that's a word you can use. Am I obligated to follow that? I guess so. Yeah. Remember, the question is not whether I like it or not. There's many laws I don't like.
After past rumors of an overnight raid, Kim promised to let the public know if and when TMT plans to once again move its equipment for grading at the summit site. But he refused to give specifics.
How much leeway do you think people would have from the time you inform people to the time there's a road closure?
Okay. First of all, let's really make it clear what we're talking about. I committed
to gaining people's trust. But Kim acknowledged TMT's future in Hawaii is now uncertain. Kim says he told Governor Ige during their last conversation that the controversy has sparked a Hawaiian cultural renaissance.
I'm trying to tell the governor we have to know that. We have to know what this is all about.
I am hoping that our peaceful stance continues to make it difficult for law enforcement to come at us in any way.
Noinoe Wong Wilson was one of 38 people arrested in July for blocking the road. Despite clearly defined positions, both sides told us they are talking.
And at least work with each other as, one-on-one, face-to-face in the Hawaiian way, and resolve our issues without anger, without violence in our Kapu Aloha stance.
We're joined now by Mahealani Richardson. So Mahea, in your conversation with the mayor, what was his spirits like? I know he's been through a lot these past couple months. Does he feel that he can come to a resolution?
Well, the mayor is ultimately committed to finding this plan for peace. In fact, he said he wrote 115 revisions of this document, which was signed by several of the leaders of UH. It was signed by the governor. He is committed to this peace plan. And so anytime I asked him about the arrests, potential arrests, future arrests, I asked him about notification and when the road would close again and when people would be notified he continually went back to this plan for peace. I have to admit, it was kind of a wild ride with Mayor Kim for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, and I know the protesters do not support this plan. In fact, they don't support anything that involves building TMT on there. So what does Mayor Kim feel will be a compromise?
That's interesting because it seems like he's trying to bridge the gap between the activists or the protesters there at Mauna Kea. He's been talking to the TMT supporters, many of those involved with the project. He did say that activists, he's been listening to them and he's been having meetings with them. In fact, that's the one point where it seems like they're actually agreeing that they are talking to each other. There is a dialogue, and he says that their words did play an important part in this document in talking about the historical injustices to Native Hawaiians, some of the past mistakes in terms of management at Mauna Kea. He is really what it appears to be an extremely difficult place. I mean, everyone wants to know what's going to happen at Mauna Kea, and I asked him that the very first question, and he really wasn't able to answer. And he went on a lot of tangents. He talked about World War II, he talked about Vietnam, he talked about his time as civil defense, dealing with disasters, and you could say that this is a storm over Mauna Kea, and he wasn't really able to answer the question on what is going to happen, but he consistently went back to his plan for peace.
Right, and in your package, he talked about his conversations with the governor. What did he say about his conversations with the state on their side?
Well, what was really interesting, the governor and Mayor Kim, according to both of them, they talk a lot in regards to this controversy, and he said that he's been telling the governor that everyone, especially people who do not support the protesters on Mauna Kea, that everyone needs to understand what they're talking about. And what they're talking about is they feel that the land would be desecrated. They feel that there can be no more telescopes atop Mauna Kea, and that's why they are refusing to leave. So it's interesting. He seems to be trying to understand every single viewpoint. Where that leads, no one really knows.
And you just got back from the Big Island. You were up at Mauna Kea. The crowds are smaller there. The camps are a little smaller, but they're still very steadfast in what they're doing up there.
Absolutely. at that time when we were there last week, there were about 50 people who attended the protocol. And what the activists have told me is that they are steadfast. You know, they're pretty much spreading their message out and about. There's a lot of people who go back and forth between the Mauna and wherever they live. And we do know that if and when the time comes that any types of equipment will be moving up Daniel K. Inouye Highway, the mayor has said that he has promised that he will tell the activists, he will tell the public when this is going to happen. So if and when that time does come, you know, we anticipate people are going to jump on planes, they're going to get activated, they're going to get ready to go, and we'll just have to see how this ends. Or actually, it really wouldn't end, because, you know, if TMT is allowed to build, it would be a 10-year process. So it's really a critical point in our history that we just don't know how it's going to end.
Right. Thank you, Mahea. And we'll send it back to Jonathan for a check on the weather.
All right, thanks, guys. Let's look outside right now. Check it out. It's Pipeline. All right, we got a set rolling in right now. Let's see if anyone's going to catch those waves. Oh, man, that guy on the left might. Nope. We got a swell that's peaking tonight and another one right behind it for your weekend. All in advance at the start of the Triple Crown. You know what? Let's get a check of someone who actually really knows the surf and what he's talking about. I'm not the best surfer in the world. Here's Guy Hockey.
How's it on this Thursday? We're expecting fair skies with a few afternoon showers today and tomorrow. And then over the weekend, we're watching this front, likely to bring more rain for Kauai. And then this area of disturbed weather likely to move over the Big Island with increasing showers that will likely linger through the weekend and increase showers across the state as well. For right now, we're not seeing much in the way of rainfall, although we are expecting a few showers to build in the afternoon. And some of those showers could be briefly heavy, but they will not be widespread. You can see the winds right now dead calm in a handful of spots. They're not going to be very strong today or tomorrow, and that will lead to higher humidity levels. It's going to be sticky today. High temperatures running into the upper 80s again, but it's going to feel more like the mid-90s. And again, we're likely to see some afternoon clouds and a few spotty downpours, nothing widespread. Surf's on the way up. It's going to be building throughout the day. High surf advisory going to be posted for north and west shores at noon. It's going to hold through tomorrow. Swell is going to be big today, and they will likely run the Hawaiian Pro at Haleiwa, the first jewel of the Triple Crown. Could start this afternoon, and it will be going on for the next couple of days because we've got more swells behind this one. Not a whole lot going on for south and east shores. So again, light winds today and tomorrow, higher than normal humidity levels with some spotty afternoon showers. And then that front moves in on Saturday, mainly for Kauai, but some of that moisture will likely spread to the rest of the state Sunday and Monday. There's even a chance for some heavy showers and some thunderstorms, maybe for the Big Island. Keep it here on Hawaii News Now. We'll have all your severe weather updates.
Awesome. Thanks, Guy. Hey, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, and we have an update now on a story we brought you yesterday.
I love when we can solve mysteries
I know.
here.
Remember we
Yes.
told you people were reporting seeing bright lights in the sky last night? Besides us. Apparently me and Jonathan sleep like rocks. But Lacey Denise has your update.
We now have an explanation as to what those strange lights were seen flying over Hawaii for the past 2 nights. Oceanit, an innovation and engineering company, says they believe the lights are indeed part of SpaceX's Starlink mission, which is made up of dozens of mini satellites. The company says the satellites are consistently orbiting the Earth. Their visibility just depends on the location of the sun, how bright it is. SpaceX launched its Falcon 9 rocket Tuesday, the same night Hawaii residents first spotted the lights. The rocket was carrying 60 satellites and has been slowly releasing them. The goal of this project is to provide high-speed broadband internet across the globe.
Ooh, mystery solved. Cool. Now we know.
That didn't take long.
No, it didn't. We got answers for you here at This Is Now. And there's also a problem-solving story coming up next for even something that affects you.
Right. If you're like me and you have a peanut allergy, well, apparently there's a new treatment out there to help people like us eat the peanut protein. In a small study, Stanford researchers injected an antibody treatment into 15 people with severe peanut allergies. And 2 weeks later, about 11 of those people were able to eat a nut's worth of peanut protein, whatever that means. 5 different participants, I don't know, a nut's worth. Maybe 1 peanut? Okay. 5 different participants were given a placebo, and obviously that didn't work. And scientists say they need more research, of course, and they plan on testing treatment on a larger group.
How is that like for you? What is? Can you be around them? Or is it?
I can be around them. it's gotten better over the years. It was a lot worse when I was younger, but it doesn't bother me. I mean,
Itchy throat if you.
yeah, if I smell it, I have a gag reflex.
Run.
Yeah, but
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if I would take that because I don't know what I'm missing. And I feel like there's so many alternatives out there, like almond butters and cashew milk.
But I got you the Snickers right here. No.
Well, Snickers does like an almond version.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
just for you.
I'm fine with it.
All right, I'm excited about this next story.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
It's so nostalgic.
I want my razor back.
Yes.
And not the shaving razor, but my hello.
Yeah, if you're Jonathan and I's age or around there, you may remember the Motorola Razr from back in the day. I think it was like 15 years ago.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah,
but
so
it was a cool phone. This thing was cool, man.
It was a cool flip phone, and Motorola is bringing back the flip phone, the Razr flip phone, with a twist though. So the company unveiled this new generation of the legendary phone yesterday, and it has a foldable screen. And it works with a specially engineered hinge, and there's also a second quick view screen on the front, so when you close the phone, you can still see your pictures and your text.
Cool.
Yeah, it ain't cheap though. It'll cost you $1,500.
What, more than an iPhone?
More than an iPhone, and it'll hit stores in January.
Okay, quick razor story.
Yes.
So when they didn't last long, they weren't hit for too long. They
Mhm.
quickly, that's what technology does. The iPhone came along and then no more razor. So then when they were in like pawn stores and thrift shops for like $1, my friend bought a bunch of them and made them their ornament for their Christmas
Very
tree.
cool.
It was the coolest Christmas
They had great
tree.
colors.
Yeah.
I didn't have a razor. I had remember the Charlie's Angel Nokias?
Yeah.
The one you could put the face. You could change the face colors
Yeah.
and have lights.
And that thing was unbreakable.
I loved that
Yeah.
thing. And I also had a sidekick, a T-Mobile sidekick.
Yeah, that's the thing with these old phones. I really feel like they were more durable. They weren't all glass, you
Mhm.
know, so you could toss them against the wall or whatever.
Absolutely. It
All
was
right.
so much fun.
Another story. Honestly, secret, just so you know, I am a royal watcher.
Okay.
I watch The Crown religiously. I'm so excited for Netflix to bring it back. I think on the 7th night, tomorrow, this weekend, it comes
Wow,
back.
so you're going to be busy this weekend.
Binge watch,
Mhm.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, so apparently Prince Harry, Meghan, and baby Archie are breaking with tradition this year. They plan on
Aw.
spending their first Christmas together as a family instead of with the rest of the royal
What
family
about
and the
Grandma?
Queen. I know.
Is she gonna be mad?
We'll see what she feels about it. NBC's Kelly Kobea reports from London.
They've been part of the royal family tradition, Christmas in the country with the Queen, for the past 2 years. But Archie's first Christmas won't be in front of the cameras. A spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex announcing their Royal Highnesses will spend the holiday this year as a new family with the Duchess's mother, Doria Ragland. And this decision has the support of Her Majesty the Queen. Some have questioned whether it's a sign of a growing rift between Harry and his family. He's only spent one Christmas away from the Queen in 2012 when he was serving in Afghanistan. But as the palace points out, it's been done before. The year after William and Kate married, while she was newly pregnant with George, the couple had a quiet Christmas with Kate's family near London. Harry and Meghan also announcing they'll be taking some extended family time. All after that whirlwind 10-day tour of Africa in September. The palace isn't saying where the young family will spend the next few weeks. In LA, where Meghan's mom lives. Perhaps a white Christmas in Toronto, where they first went public as a couple. In New York, where her friends famously threw the ultimate baby shower. Or holidays at home in Windsor.
Royal Christmases used to be held at Windsor back in the 80s. In fact, Prince Harry made his royal Christmas debut at Windsor when he was just 3 months old. Kelly Kobea, NBC News, London.
Very cool. Let them do their own thing. You
Yeah.
know, they're a young family.
You know, holidays can be really stressful with the family. Can you imagine what it's like with a royal family?
With Queen Elizabeth, like
I
you have to
know.
buy a present for Queen Elizabeth. You're like, oh, here's another Fabergé egg, Grandma.
Yeah, and all the rules and traditions, like when you just want to eat and fall asleep on the couch.
Yeah, what's dinner like there?
I know.
All right, maybe to be in an episode of The Crown. Maybe. Watch it this weekend. I'll tell you what it's like on Monday. All right, we are going to take you outside one more time where the waves are rolling in on pipe, and let's watch them catch this. Let's see what these guys do.
No
there they
pressure,
go.
guys. You're on TV. Well, digital TV.
Yeah, if you can't get to the swell today, there's another one right behind it, as we told you. I thank you guys so much for watching us today on This Is Now. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Aloha.